This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing. It is January 11th, 2019, and we are at 5252 Bluebell Avenue, Valley Village, California, performing a video sewer inspection. We could not locate a mainline cleanout on the property, so we are running the camera through a 4-inch cast iron roof vent. We're going to attempt to get out to the city sewer. We're going to begin running our camera. We're going to zero out the camera in just a moment. Clean off our camera lens real quick. Okay, and this is the backyard to the property, and this is our roof. That is the house next door, and this is our roof line. We have our 4-inch cast iron roof vent right here. I'm going to zero out our camera monitor. Okay, we're zeroed out, and here's our 4-inch cast iron roof vent we're going to begin running through now. I believe we have a little tiny bit of an offset in there, but not terrible. And we're running down. Hopefully we have a nice clean shot. We can get into the waste line and sewer line. It appears that we're in the cast iron waste line under the house now. Got a little bit of debris on the lens. I'm going to pull back up for a moment, and I'm going to wipe off the camera lens real quick. Got quite a bit of debris in there. I'm going to wipe off the camera lens a little bit. We're going to attempt to get back down in there. We may have to turn water on and rinse our camera lens off once we're down in, but we'll try it again. Okay, now we're down into the cast iron waste line underneath the house. We're running out toward, appears the front of the house. We'll double check. We're going to stop and locate it after, once we exit the perimeter of the foundation. Pull back a little bit. And we may have a mainline cleanout buried here, possibly. Can't really see it for sure. But we're going to try and locate this area. We have cast iron, and then we transition to ABS plastic. And that may just be underneath the house where they might have done a little remodeling, and we may have a fitting. We're going to try and locate this area. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, this is a fixture tie-in, and we are underneath the house still. We're just about a foot from the front bedroom window from the exterior. We're going to keep running through. Okay, we do have some root intrusion right here coming through the cast iron piping. Cast iron piping is rotted through. As you can see, the roots on the right hand side. What we're going to do is we're going to locate this area real quick. It looks like they're growing right through this area. So we're going to pause and locate this area real quick. Okay, we've located this area. We're approximately 1 foot outside the house, in the front patio area under the concrete at approximately 2 foot 2 inches deep. We're going to continue to push through. And now we have the cast iron to vitreous clay transition right here. So we're going to mark this transition area. We'll pause for another moment. Okay, we've located this area and we are approximately 5 feet outside the foundation of the house at approximately 2 feet 8 inches deep, and we are still underneath the concrete patio area in the front yard. So we've transitioned to vitreous clay. Right here we have a very minor offset, not bad. No major breaks, no major root intrusions there. Then we come upon a joint. We have pretty major root intrusion here. You've got probably about 40% restriction right there. So we're going to pause again and we're going to mark this area out. We've located this area at approximately 3 foot 1 inches deep at the edge of the concrete walkway going toward the 2 palm trees and the hedges around it. We're going to continue to go out, so we've got a large root intrusion there. We've got a smaller root intrusion here with what appears to be some cracks in the pipe. We're going to locate this area. Okay, this area is right underneath the 2 palm trees adjacent to the driveway area. And you have some minor root intrusion in that joint and little minor cracks in the joints. The next joint appears to be in fair condition, which is still more than likely, it looks like it's underneath those palm trees. Now we're going to go out to the next joint. We're holding a little bit of water at the bottom and like a little hole right at the bottom right here. May just be a little divot in there, maybe a little offset. The joint doesn't look terrible, but we're going to try and locate this area to see where we're at. We located this area. We are about 3 foot past the palm trees and the bushes going toward the street, and we're at about 4 foot deep. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Just wanted to find out where we were in contrast to the palm trees. A little tiny bit of root intrusion there, not anything terrible. And a little tiny bit of a divot there at the bottom, holding some water right there. Had some root intrusion. Looks like it's minor right there this time. Have an offset here. Pretty fair offset right there, but nothing broken right there. Another minor offset there, but nothing terrible. Looks like there was remnants off to the right a little bit of some root intrusion, and may have been cleaned out recently. Right here, looks like we have a major break right here from what we can see. Offset, it's really difficult to tell exactly what we got. We will go ahead and blow this up on the camera monitor later. We're going to locate this area right here. Pause for a moment. Okay, we've marked this area out at 5 foot 8 inches deep. I don't know if there's rocks in there or that's concrete slag. It's very, very difficult to tell. I'll be able to see a little bit better when we blow it up on our monitor. It's really hard to tell. Looks like there's a crack right past this, a little bit, in the vitreous clay. So it could be a break right there. We've got that marked at approximately 5 foot 8 inches deep, and we are out by the bush. As you drive in the driveway from the street, it's right to the left as you first enter the driveway, and we marked it with an orange flag. We go on to the next joint. The next joint appears to be in fair condition. Now we're going to push out some more. We should be heading toward the 4 to 6 inch transition. Okay, we got a fairly large root intrusion right here and an offset. And we're going to mark this area. I'm going to pause and mark this area. Okay, we've marked this area out at approximately 5 foot 6 inches deep, and this is approximately 4 feet from the curb, from the face of the curb, coming back in toward the property. Now we're going down. We've got another root intrusion. Nothing major, just a couple feet more toward the curb, just about right toward the curb area. Next joint appears to be in fair condition. Next joint appears to be in fair condition. We're going to pause here for a moment, just locate this. Okay, we just located this area to see where we were. We're about 6 foot 2 inches deep, and we are approximately 3.5 feet into the street from the curb. And now we're going to keep running in, and we're right by the driveway area. That joint appeared to be in pretty fair condition. So far the 6-inch looks to be in good condition. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. That joint appears to have a fairly large offset and separation in the 6-inch, and that's right before the saddle area. We're going to just run our camera in and we'll take a look at that on the way back. And this is our city sewer saddle fitting, and then we drop right into the city sewer. Rinse our camera lens off. And now we're going to pull out. City sewer saddle area looks to be in pretty fair condition at this time. And this is the area that we have a pretty large offset and a separation right here. We're going to pause and locate this area. Okay, we are approximately 12 foot 2 inches deep under the street, and we are out into the street approximately 10 feet from the curb area, and then we drop down into the city sewer. So this joint has fairly large offset and separation, has a crack in the face of the pipe. That area could be lined. In the future, it probably will need to be lined so that it doesn't offset and separate anymore. And we're going to begin pulling back now. We did not locate any fittings for the mainline clean out along our run on the camera through this line. So apparently there never was a mainline clean out installed. It does appear that there may have been issues where we had the root intrusions and they had to run a cable with blades to clear the line, and it does look like they may have run it through this 4-inch cast iron roof vent to get out to clear the line. Pulling back up, and that's our 4 to 6 inch transition in here, in this area right here. I'm going to stop and just relocate the 4 to 6 inch transition real quick. So pause for a moment. Okay, we've located the 4 to 6 inch transition. We just wanted to double check it, and it is right by the bushes as you enter the driveway from the street, right to the left. And it is approximately 5 foot 8 inches deep. And now we're going to continue to pull back. We've already inspected the entire line, so we're just going to pull back and we'll complete our video sewer inspection and take a look at some of the joints a little bit as we come back. There's a few root intruded joints and may have some minor cracks. Can't really see it great right there. Looks like there may be a crack off to the right about the 5 o'clock area and going up possibly, or it could be a line of a root. Can't really see it. The line probably has not been maintained that well from what we can see. I can't see this joint. I can't see if that's broken badly. It's kind of odd because there looks like there's some orange in the root right there off to the right. There may be a piece broken there, but we can't see it. The only way you'd be able to see this is if you hydrojet it and then take a look again, and that's at 45 feet 6 inches out on the camera monitor from the 4-inch roof vent. That joint's probably one of the worst joints in the sewer line, and that's in the 4-inch vitreous clay on the property line. And we also have a pretty good offset right here on that line, and that's at the cast iron to clay connection underneath, and that's right at the edge of the concrete walkway by the palm trees. And now we're pulling back up underneath, And this is in the concrete patio area out in front of the house, just about a foot out in front of the house, where we have deteriorated cast iron pipe where the roots are growing through. Again, and now we have a connection, an inlet coming from a fitting underneath the house. And transition back to cast iron. We have some buildup in the cast iron, some corrosion, and the house is about approximately 85 years old, and more than likely this is original cast iron pipe. So if it is, it's probably nearing the end of its life expectancy. Got some pretty good ruts, a lot of buildup, and now we're pulling back and we're pulling up our roof vent. We had a little bit of water sitting at the bottom. Pulling up our roof vent, and it is a cast iron roof vent as well. Don't see any major breaks or anything in the roof vent, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.